Everyone. In this demo, we will see how we can integrate autonomous database running on a shared Exadata infrastructure with full stack DR. I'm Suraj Ramesh, Principal Product Manager at Oracle. So here are the prerequisites and assumptions. So we are using Ashburn as our primary region, Phoenix as our standby region. So I've created the primary database in the Ashburn region and then using the autonomous data guard, set up the cross-region database in the standby region. Created object storage buckets in both regions for full stack DR logs. So as part of the demo, we will create the production groups in both regions. Then we'll associate the primary database in the production group in the Ashburn region, and then the standby database in the production group in the standby region. And then we'll add databases member, the primary database in the Ashburn DR production group, and the standby DB in the Phoenix production group. Once the members are added, we will do the switchover plan. So from the standby DRPG, we'll create the switchover plan and run pre-checks for the switchover plan, and then we'll execute the switchover plan and verify the logs. And then we'll do the failover. Now the primary database is running in the Ashburn region, so we will create the uh, uh, failover plan from the Ashburn production group. And then we'll do a pre-check and then for the failover plan, and then we'll execute the failover plan and verify the logs. Let's switch on to the demo. Right, so we have our autonomous database created and with a standby database also set up. So from the Ashburn region, you can see the database is in the primary role, and from the Phoenix region, the database is in the standby role. So let's go ahead and create the DR protection group in both regions. So from the Ashburn region, I'm going to create the DR protection group. I'm going to give a name, select the compartment, select the object storage bucket, and then hit create. So while it's getting created, I'm going to create another DR protection group from the Phoenix region. Create DR protection group, give a name, select the compartment, select the object storage bucket, and hit create. So once both are created and active, we'll be able to associate. So the DRPGs are inactive in both regions, so we can associate. Hit associate from the Ashburn region DRPG, select the role as primary, select the peer region as Phoenix, and then the peer region protection group, and hit associate. Within few seconds, it will change from the updating state to active. Okay, the DR protection group in the Ashburn region is showing as primary, and the DR protection group in the standby region. Let's add the database member in both protection group. So from the members section, add member, select resource type as autonomous database, hit the check mark, select the respective database. So MuShop IAD is my primary database and hit add. In parallel, I will add my standby database in the standby DR protection group. Members, add member, resource type as autonomous database, select the check mark and select the database, standby database running in your respective compartment. Hit add. So both members are getting added. Within few seconds, we'll be able to see the members. So the members are added now. The primary database is added in the DRPG in the Ashburn region. The standby database is added in the standby DRPG in the Phoenix region. Now let's go ahead and create the switchover plan. So the switchover plan has to be created only from the standby DRPG. So go to the plan section, create plan, give a name, ADBS, switchover, IAD2, Phoenix. Select the plan type, switchover, and hit create. So within few seconds, the plan will be created successfully. Okay, if you notice now, the built-in print checks as well as the switchover autonomous database plan group has been created. One thing to notice while adding the members, autonomous database doesn't require any password to be added. If you notice the same thing for the DBCS or the base DB or the XSCS, it requires a sys password to be added as a secret. But being autonomous database is a fully managed service, we don't require to provide any password for the switchover or the failover APIs. So now we can go ahead and do the run pre-checks execution. So hit run pre-checks, provide a name, pre-checks, ADBS, IAD2 Phoenix. hit run pre-checks. So again, once the pre-checks has been executed, it will show us a queued, and then the status will change into progress, and then it will show us some completed successfully. So the plan pre-checks has been completed successfully. So now let's go ahead and execute the plan. Give a name. Enable pre-checks, you can enable it or disable it. Since I just executed within few seconds before, I'm going to disable it. Give a plan name, ABS, so from the Phoenix. Hit execute plan. So again, it will be in queued status, and we will monitor the switchover status uh, in parallel. You can monitor the logs, the switchover. So the database switchover task has been started. That can be verified from the autonomous database console as well. So here you can see the autonomous database primary showing as updating. Similarly, the standby database showing role changes in progress. So this will take few minutes. So we'll come back once the switchover has been completed. So the switchover task has been completed successfully. You can see the switchover status is showing as succeeded, and similarly the DRPG status is also changed. The Phoenix has become primary, and then the Ashburn has become standby. So now we can move on to creating the failover plan. So you can notice here in the autonomous database status as well, Phoenix is showing as primary, and then the Ashburn is showing as standby. Do give a few minutes for this role transition to happen here in the autonomous database. Though it will be showing as successful here, the primary role changes happen, but in the actual standby, it recreates the database. So you have to wait for a few seconds in order to actually try out the failover plan. A point to note about it. So now we can move on to the failover plan. So the failover plan, now being Ashburn is the primary database, we have to create from the Ashburn DRPG. So give a name, failover ADBS I82 Phoenix. Select the plan type as failover and hit create. So wait for another few seconds for this to get created successfully. The plan creation is successful, so we can see the plan and then the steps inside the plan. So now since the plan is ready, let's go and execute the pre-checks. Once you hit run pre-checks, it will be shown as queued. So give a minute or two for this to move into progress, and then you can see the actual state of the pre-checks. So the failover pre-checks has been completed successfully. So now let's go ahead and actually execute the DR plan. Select the plan name and then give the name. Execute the DR plan. So it will move into the queued state. So within few seconds it will move from the queue to in progress, and then we can monitor the status of the failover while it's going on. You can see now the failover task in progress that can also be verified from the autonomous database console. So there is a work request for failover autonomous database. So we have to wait for a few more minutes for this to get complete. So the failover has now completed. So it took 5 minutes to complete. So it's showing as succeeded here. So again, the role status of the DR protection group has changed. So now the Ashburn has become primary, and then the Phoenix has become standby. So with this, we are done with this lab. Thanks for watching.